So I was fucking around in my gross scale map based on Portugal, driving my very Portuguese trains in my very Portuguese contest. And then I snapped my ass to Discord looking at some Portuguese suggestions, seeing how seeing just how many suggestions there are. Look at all this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Probably a lot more. I just need to put the abbreviation, but no. So I've been screwing around looking at some looking at some suggestions, seeing which ones have the most yappers in them. They were here, Eros printer, TP vision, yes, Yeah, like seeing how many. I scroll up, closed and locked, only moderates can be open. Since there are no games in Portuguese, change the rollers every time. These ones too, but yada yada. I pass through just reading and reading and reading and reading. Return with you in Spain. So why not putting trains on here? Calm down if there's time. And then a little argument, whatever, blah 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 blah. There goes a model builder in training. Interesting. Worst community rankings now. Spain not making Spanish trains racist, but UK literally complain about see some admins in the Portuguese talking about anything but the actual suggestion. And I was like, wait, no, hold on a second. Rules on general posts. Interesting. Interesting. So I clear this, take this. Joke suggestions. I was like, huh, interesting. So I go over here and I look for something that involves the suggestions. So I search out guideline or guidelines. And I was like, oh, fuck off. There's nothing. What do you mean? Then I was stupid and I realized, oh, hey, we can suggest. Don't duplicate suggestions. Anyways, don't duplicate. No joke suggestions. No generalized suggestions. Don't pick suggestions of union specificity or specific. Don't yamping stuff. These rules are subject to change. Also, you can override the rules listed here. All several rules still stand. Suggestion I can override these rules listed here. Wait, what? So I go back to rules. Then channels misuse, which can, well, override or something. So I'm scrolling around over here. Zero tolerance, something, something. Zero tolerance. Disrespect to others, unprovoked disrespect. Give me my mom criteria above. Okay, so I look at more suggestions and I look and this one catches my eye. It has the your classic. Aero Sprinter, stinky French thing. Belgian imported Vectron. And the Fiat 460 copy. Okay, it's one of these. I doubt it'll get anything. I come over here and I read this, making a Vertatis project. Full scale or row scale, first it's supposed to be full scale. Like, and I was like, wait a second, how the fuck are you even gonna pull that off? And then a few minutes later, my Discord just officially shits itself. Oh, great. How convenient. Anyways, where was I? Oh. Don't mind me, I just need to. Anyways, yeah. Go over here. Ask him about the Protagoras project. Now we're doing it full scale. How the fuck are you going to put up one instinctive reel in full scale without taking up like 15 bajillion save limits? And then I look at this one, which is now the 7th, so 4 days ago. I'm also PT. I would love this, but sadly someone that appears to be in the dev team said that broad Iberian Gauge won't be implemented until have the tracks in the game. That is, if they add what the tracks. You mean like a bit? You mean like hold the fucking phone? So what you're saying is, if I swap back here, grab a copy of this. Also, this is just for examples. Don't fucking slime me out in the comments or whatever. So hold the fucking phone. So if they have to have row scale Iberian Gauge tracks, like, hey, what the fuck is up here? And I was like, huh. So if this represents standard gauge, and the people here can create any custom rails and can have mimic trains can run on different gauges, why can't they just do this? Why can't they just expand this a bit so it's broader, and then just like you, and they know that the community can make their own custom tracks. Fuck my accent. And they know that the community can make their own custom tracks, say full-scale trains and they have the mimic train on an invisible piece of track. Then they place the. Say, look at this. Transparency. Boom. Then they can just do this, like a really fat-ass gauge. Whatever. Then they just can they can just grab one of these and drive it perfectly fine. They can drive it. Pretend this is a mimic train. It can drive on these things. perfectly fine. Like if this shit isn't okay, bro. Okay, like false. They can drive on their custom-made tracks with the invisible one normally and pretend this is a bigger gauge. Just fine. Look, it's working just fine. This is just an example. Then like so after that unnecessary rant. So after that unnecessary rant, I go back Discord. Worst mistake of my life. Then I roll down, bro. It's sad. I love this dude. This dude is awesome. Since well, Japanese trains were implemented in the standard gauge, they should be implemented to the narrow gauge since they're Cape gauge, and Cape gauge is just some millimeters away from meter gauge. So like, we could have Iberian and standard. Yeah, but apparently they're no longer developing narrow gauge. Yeah, I saw the announcement. It got discontinued. Not that I'm on their side, but on their side either. I want my Liege and RSS. I was like, for real, Like skill trains are their excuse for not adding it because of Iberian Gauge, and a modular just because of responding to him. He just said one of the most racist things I ever seen here. But let's have a look. Now I was like, oh hell nah, bro. What? I was like, what the fuck happened? Like, what the fuck happened? So an excuse, scale trains RL. Their excuse for not adding it is because of the Iberian gauge. Yet I just gave you an example how you can create custom gauges and how the big builders can make full scale trains using an invisible track than just making custom rails and stuff. And just because of responding to him, he just said racist shit, and I was like, what the fuck? What is that? Why is that happening? That shouldn't happen. And I go over here to search Iberian Gauge. Boom. I look at here. So that was the stuff I already found. Boom. Like, then I go, boom. We don't have the Iberian Gauge track yet. My brother in Christ. My brother in Christ. Not that I'm being selfish or myself or whatever words people call people expressing an opinion these days. I'm just gonna boot a new base plate. Yippee! Yippee, yippee, yippee. I'm gonna boot up a new base plate. Then while I head back to Discord, like, we don't have Iberian Gauge track yet. Because almost all the players are aboard the in the person World Cup's not British with the football. But no wait, so what do you mean? I'm tired of arguing with you obnoxious Europeans. Can you close the suggestion? Give me passion now. And I was like, I beg your finest fucking pardon. Now, I'm not taking sides, I'm just saying the first things that comes to mind. You don't have Iberian Gauge track yet. Oh, really? Oh, really? Okay, hold on. Alright. Let's see. Let's use a bit of math, shall we? Yeah. Now let's see here. This is your average row scale free pack. This is your average row scale free pack. Yeah, yada yada yada. Now, I look here. Now it's like, the fuck are these? Track handle. Alright. Let's have a gander, shall we? Let's say this is standard gauge. 1435 millimeters, I think. Iberian Gauge is 1668. Now let's say this is... Now let's say I measure. I go over here, get a bit of this. Size this really fucking small. Gonna measure to distance so I can see what scale we're working with. Boom. Alright, let's see the size. Length is 0.6 studs wide. Now let's see here. I'm pulling up my calculator on a different monitor. No wonder you're not gonna see it. Alright, let's see. So now I head back to studio. Like 0.6. .697. 0.697. Boom. Like, boom. Get a bunch of this. I temporarily moved the track handles out of the way. 3.21. Okay. Then. Boom! Iberian Gauge. Was it really that hard? Boom! Done. Iberian Gauge row scale. Yippee! Alright, now let's see me do this for the rest of these. Alright, let's have some fun then. I'm going to do this in less than a day. Well, in less than an hour. With all of these things. I grab my ruler. Slap it down here. Raise it. And then just scale the rail. And then just place the rails further apart. But then you may ask, oh you motherfuckers, why is it so off center? Like, slow your horses there. You can just move a bit of this and kaboom. Done and dusted. Now let's repeat this for all of this. However, if I'm perfectly capable of doing all of this, then sure, maybe they are. I can easily recreate this curves with a little bit of Archimedes and finagling. I know how to rig switches, so it won't take that much finagling. And these curves can also be replicable. Because one, I can just select all the rails. And I can go over here and set my increment 0.097. Boom. Now let's see if this actually works. Boom. Holy shit, it's actually uniform! And if this also works on an S-Pen, then it can work for a switch, a crossover, a turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 0.97. Boom! Oh my god. And you've run the... Oh my god, we need to make the gliders bigger and just... It isn't... I myself don't know how to touch with the train chassis or whatnot. But I'm sure as hell it is not that hard. If it's just moving 0.097 studs, then just resizing it 0.97 studs. Like, here. Boom. 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 Oh shit. Boom. Boom. Do I really need to do it on these things? This thing just the same as well. Track the coupler. Wowee. I wonder what fun stuff. The coupler magnet. Boom, ba-doom. Well, I don't need to finagle scripts. It's just moving a bunch of rails. Not that I'm taking sides or anything. I am just simply proving a point. Alright, now let's go back to Discord. Get holy pings. Anyways, I see here. I go back to the suggestion where this happened. Now that Spain won the Papera, we're only paying from Spain. Okay, not gonna lie, these things look pretty badass. Alright. Now let's scroll deeper while searching Iberian Gauge. Boom. Classic, classic, classic. But wait. Can I search by roles? Oh wait, or can I filter by user? More filters. Anywhere at this point. Nah. User. It was sent by a user. But which user, you may ask? I look for broad. Iberian. Like, yes, look, they're building new shit. How cool. Alright. Alright, let's scroll a bit up. But that's actually crazy. That's actually real thing because these people are Japanese, right? Horses don't care what race the people are, they just see human individually. Considering European, especially Iberian history with horses. Fuck, they're good at making race sound like okay. Yeah, Yeah, good. Oh, my oh my! My oh my. Just as I was searching, look what I found. Was it really that hard? 13th of February. Now that I just realized. Iberian, this is a 2-6. Marklin. Iberian Gauge. Made by this dude. Peak. I'm probably going to get yelled slurs at for replying a message from fucking holy shit. Okay. The The Eurotool 6000 9000. Available in, well, what do you know? Yep. Ethnically, yes, I'm Iberian. Culturally, hell no. Ignore this. Because that's a general suggestion and it's probably gonna get shut. Grass is green, my guy. Holy shit, it's from... Okay, Suggestions. It's still open? Then I'm like, I'm gonna see what it looks like now. 2023 last message sent. Like, is that mathematically accurate? Like, no, not to nerd too much. It's just 0.097 studs. But in row scale, that's practically a whole stud in difference. But I was like, you already have broke gauge in the game. Since when the fuck was this a thing? And those 2023, what did I expect? Oh, wait a second, isn't that Cartwright tracks? Interesting. So now to conclude on this little rant about how Iberian Gauge is not that hard at all to implement, as well as as well as this intricate conversation that has been crafted by the necessary means of proving a point, as I certainly did in a single studio baseplate move, and using basic math, something this fucker would have learned in middle school. Anyways, to conclude, I'm not taking sides whatsoever. I'm just gonna say this, Iberian Gauge is possible, it is not that hard to implement. If you want to see me expand this point further, fine, I'll make an entire row scale pack with Iberian Gauge. Challenge me. Anyways, that's all. See ya.